Hello everyone, I am Bhuvan Verma here again with another session of STEM Talks with Leaders. At India STEM Foundation, Robo-Shiksha Kendra, we encourage students to experiment and challenge existing knowledge to gain more than what is obvious. Education is a safeguard of principles enshrined in Indian Constitution. It constitutes that it is a fundamental duty of a citizen to have scientific temperament, stemming a research-based society and syntax. STEM talks help us in this journey by sharing examples from leadership, pathways taken by individuals to overcome challenges of unknown. These talks give our students, citizen scientists, the ability to listen and learn, fostering a curiosity-based approach to learning and building self-confidence. Today, we have someone very special for you. Amit Kumar, CEO, OLX Auto India. He has built multiple internet consumer businesses in the last decade and leads STEM by example. Hello, Amit. Welcome to STEM Talks.
Hello, Bhuvan. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much. Okay, diving straight into our questions. So, Amit, our students want to know from you, what are you tinkering with these days?
As a leader, when you grow and lead a large team, the most important thing becomes to set up the right vision for your people. And when you are being an entrepreneur, you continue to evolve or calibrate your strategy because the business model and the competitive ecosystem evolves. So the most important thing that I keep tinkering with always is the business model that we work on. Today, we are focused on buying used cars from our consumers. How will this business model evolve in next 5 to 10 years? And how should my team and I be ready with to take on that future revolution and build a bigger business out of it, is what I keep tinkering with right now and always.
Excellent. Very insightful for our students. Okay, Amit, to our next question then, why are industry leaders interested in STEM and STEAM education?
I think education at the core is about building an attitude and aptitude for problem solving. Anything that you do or learn from your parents in early childhood, or what you learn from your teachers at school, or what you learn from your friends or colleagues when you are building businesses or running businesses. It's all about learning how to solve a problem better. The second thing is also about when you solve a problem, you keep committed to it so that the solution of your problem helps someone live a better life. And philosophically, science, technology, engineering, mathematics seem to be the right ways to solve interesting problems and solve them at scale.
Wow, absolutely. Problem solving is the stem of all curiosity, and STEM, as you said, feeds into your triple bottom line, how your talent pipeline is developed. Absolutely, very evidence driven response you've shared. Okay, moving on to my next question. Amit, our students want to learn from you, how important is hands-on training for school students?
Very, very important. I will take my own example. I've gone through school education, college, and then have gone through professional education. The most important and learning-based stint that I had was in the very initial stages with Britannia, where I was a management trainee. I was going to different cities of different states of our country, learning how to sell biscuits, learning how supply chains work in a deep and large country like ours. And that, while I had a lot of book-based education, when I was looking at it, doing it, is when I really learned how this country operates, how do we run our businesses, and that stays with me and made me a better professional and leader.
Wow. I mean, traveling across India getting to know the roots is something that all of our students also want to do once they've completed their schooling and go on for graduation. Okay, to my next question, since you've traveled so much across India and you've learned a lot through your experiences, can you tell us about one subject, topic, or activity other than the travels that you've done that you have done by self-learning?
I think self-learning is a parallel exercise to any learning that happens in a curriculum-based study. So while there would be many subjects or courses that every one of us or each one of us would have done, self-learning is a part that ingrains that education in our mind. A specific example from my side, nobody tells you how to work with people. There is no book which can teach you that. I think my mom really taught me how to build relationships. In the college, working with friends in groups on projects taught me how to work with people, how to sometimes lead people who are as good as you are or even better. And then in the professional arena also, working with people and leading them has been a self-learning exercise.
Wow, it's a very well-examined area that you've spoken, that you very well examined this entire, area that you've just answered. Thank you so much for your response. Okay, so my next question to you is a little futuristic, and I want to know, our students want to know from Amit, that one STEM skill that you will learn for the first city on Mars.
My dream would be that we don't have to learn any new STEM skill and still go to Mars. And that would be the success of science and technology, that no change comes in and we are seamlessly teleported to Mars. We reach there and are able to live there. But I think for that also we need teleportation. And that will take a lot of advancements in science and technology for us to be able to travel such a long distance. I would say that is one problem to be cracked, and one thing that all of us as humans we need to discover to reach Mars.
Right, absolutely. So once we are on Mars, Amit, there will be people from different backgrounds, different technological, social, economic background who will turn up there. Our next question, through our next question, we want to learn from you that how does STEM education at schools help in social integration?
I think school education, when you bring children from different walks of life, whose parents have had different lives, whose parents have lived different experiences, when you put them together in an environment where they have to learn together, collaborate together, build things together, that is when it really makes you a citizen of the future, a problem solver of the future. So it's about putting people together in larger numbers, asking them to solve newer problems, complex problems, and then getting them ready for the future.
Absolutely. So this is something, we had a lot of questions to you about schools and classrooms and behavior. But next question is about your hobby that helps you in problem solving. What is that one hobby that, builds your problem solving stamina?
I would say being open to new forms of information. And one of the best ways to do that is to read a lot. The second way is to meet a lot of people who are in the same environment, solving newer, more interesting problems, so that you are getting to know what's happening around in the world, where is the world, and how's the world planning to go to the Mars, as one of the previous questions was. So it's about reading as much as you can, become a voracious reader, and you are ready for the future.
Fantastic. Absolutely. Reading and sharing it amongst teams, as you mentioned, is something that is very important. And that brings me to my next question, which is, what is that one must attribute of a team player?
The most important thing about being a team player is to be able to let go. As a team, there will be some things that will come your way. You will do good things, but as a team, you will also fail. And in order to become a good team player, you have to let go. Everything cannot be your credit. Everything cannot be everyone's credit. So if you are able to let go of things, and in the interest of the mission of the team, in the interest of what you all want to achieve, then you will make or become a successful team player.
Fantastic. So from teams, we want to go back to the curriculum, and we want to know from Amit, our students are eager to know, what is your favorite equation, formula, or code, and why?
That's a tough one. I think I would simplify it to saying that the unitary method, while it may seem the most starting point of anybody wanting to learn or understand, eventually in life, if you know the unitary method, you are able to understand the implications of things at a very initial level. And the field that I am in, we are all about trying to understand, assess things, and move forward really quickly in the startup world. So the unitary method is what we look at to build scenarios of future.
Absolutely. And this is to all our viewers, all you students out there, and the field trainers who are working hard with them. Unitary method is something that you must pay a visit. Do read that chapter and do some sums on it. Thank you, Amit, for being so candid and so honest about your preferences in mathematics, and how certain subjects are pursued. Okay, so to my next question. You've done so much in the past 1 decade, made so many startups, online, interventions you have developed. Is there any tool or technology that you have taken a long time to master?
I think you are coming up with a back-to-back complex questions. I think to me, again, being able to work with people in the virtual environment as COVID came in has been challenging. And it has taken me some time to learn the ability to trust people while just being able to look at the video recording or live video of them, and then being able to work with them, work on a joint mission, work on a project or assignment without having met that person in a face-to-face physical setting has not been easy. There are a lot of team members of mine, or there were a lot of team members of mine with whom I had not met, and they had spent close to an year in the team and had done such great things. So that has taken us some time. All of us, I am assuming to you as well. It's a good learning for me.
Absolutely, Amit, and that is the genesis of my next question also. When Corona came, students did take on quickly to digital classes, but now they are going back to school again. Many of them for the first time since Corona. A lot of them have missed out on a lot of physical contact also with each other. So, so do you have any tips for them when they are going back to school and setting up STEM clubs, starting STEM activities in group settings? Any advice for our students?
I would simplify it to saying, have fun, playing, working together. I think technology is still not evolved to the levels that we have the same degree of confidence, trust, and enjoyment in these virtual settings. All of us have gone through tough times during the Corona situation. And I would say, come on, guys, now we are back to how we feel things work. So have fun, enjoy what you do, learn a lot more, and build for the future.
Fantastic. You put it so simply for our students. I'm sure they will enjoy a lot at Robo Shiksha Kendra. But while working together in team setting and also individually pursuing subjects that we like, there are failures that will happen. From Amit, we want to know how does one deal with failure or rejection? Do you have any ideas for us?
I simplify this to saying consistent and persistent hard work. There is always a wall in front of you, which is made of bricks, small bricks, and you have to create a hole by breaking it brick by brick. Sometimes you are not able to break enough bricks. Doesn't mean that you stop hammering at the wall, doesn't mean that you stop taking out the bricks so that you can pass through. So the quality that we all need to develop is being consistent, being able to wake up the same time every day, being consistent, continuously hammering at new things that come your way, continuously looking at things that made you feel the last time, and learning more so that you can pass through that wall. Work consistently with persistence, brick by brick, things will come your way.
Absolutely, Amit. A sculpture isn't made by the first strike of the hammer. It takes many attempts to get things finalized. Wow, so eloquently put, Amit. Thank you so much. Okay, my final question to Amit is, which book are you reading with these days or carrying with you these days?
So the book that has really had a life-changing impact on the way I look at the world and my philosophy in life is called Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. He's an Israeli professor. This book is about the journey of us as humans, the evolution of us as humans, from where we used to be almost not human to evolving to become hunting, gathering societies, to farming societies, to what we are today, a complex, interlinked world. That book has stayed with me. One big learning, or let's say thing that has stayed with me in my mind from that book is, Professor Harari says, maybe we were happier when we were farmers or hunter-gatherers because we had to do simply much lesser than what we do today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amit, for your insightful and enriching inputs. Yes, Sapiens by Noel Hariri is, akin a textbook giving us the whole knowledge of how we have traveled in the past millennia and more, from being hunter-gatherer, stone tool users, to people who are using mobile phones. It certainly also shows that technology is driving human behavior and evolution to a large extent. Your dialogue today helped our students explore a dictionary of knowledge. In the words of John Holt, learning is not the product of teaching, it is the product of activity of learners. And that's what we encourage through STEM talks with leaders and our Robo Shiksha Kendra. We encourage our students to ask questions because there is no other way to learn something new. We thank our guest speaker for sharing his knowledge to help us change the world, and our viewers for sharing this video with their parents and peers. Until next time, Namaste.